Hello.
Hi there.
Welcome to another horror review.
Yes.
We are watching the Omen franchise right
Yes.
now because we watched the first Omen in theaters now playing. Damien Omen 2
Damien, Omen.
is
Damien.
on Hulu. So check it out. The second one is actually very good.
It's almost as good as the first one.
Almost.
It's pretty close. I mean, you got William Holden and Lee Grant instead of Gregory Peck and Lee Remick. And you got an amazing actor playing Damien in this movie. I actually love him in this movie. Possibly one of the best Damien actors. I mean, honestly, all of them are really good, but such an interesting point in Damien's life to be playing the character. I mean, the actor has to go through this transition of understanding and grappling with the fact that he's the Antichrist, and his performance of going between this innocent, like, heartfelt teenager to this person who has to kind of embody evil, like, and be okay with it, and just, like, it's such a crazy role to take on, and this actor just completely goes with it the whole way. And the whole other cast who is great. Lee Grant, who plays Anne, the second wife of Will Holden in this movie, and then they have a son, Mark.
They go to military school where Lance Henriksen is one of his instructors.
Yes, it starts out right after the first one. The first few minutes are like right after the first one, and then it skips like about 5-10 years later.
I think 7 years.
It skips like 7 years later, and goes to when Damien's a teenager now. He's living with Will Holden and his second wife and
uncle.
Mark. His uncle, his cousin, and his kind of step-aunt, kind of.
Step-aunt, yeah. Oh, and you got the lady from Beetlejuice in this movie.
Yes, who plays Aunt Marion.
Yes, I can't remember her name.
Who almost senses that Damien's, like, evil and bad news.
Yeah.
And I really love that actress. She's not in a whole lot that I've seen her in, and she's excellent. So actually, a lot of previous actors in this movie. The guy who plays Budenhagen from the first one comes back in this one.
Yes.
There's a new reporter lady who was Budenhagen's assistant after he dies. That kind of takes on over his role almost. As well as photographer's role, like combining those two roles into one, where now it's like this news reporter journalist character who basically is like, but I saw it happen, and I think that Budenhagen was saying something about this and Damien and trying to piece together what's going on with Damien. And meanwhile, Damien is going to military school, they're practicing, and he finds out because a lot of the people in his higher ups, the people that run school, are actually disciples, are Antichrist supporters.
Yeah.
They're disciples as well. I didn't say anything offensive. Sorry. And so they basically tell him to read a Bible passage to learn about him, and then he finds out about how this man will have the mark of the beast, the 666, sees in the mirror, freaks out, has this whole, like, coming to terms with the fact that he's like, why me? And, like, he feels horrible, and then has to, like, it's a crazy movie. Just such a turning point.
And it has one of those endings again where you want to choke Damien Thorne.
Yes, when this one, so what happens
on
is
purpose.
Well, also I don't know, the more I watch this movie, the more I think I understand the whole Damien Omen too, because in the end, Anne, who you find out is the whore of Babylon.
Which is his stepmother, right? Step-aunt.
It's the step-aunt, and you find out in a past life she was the whore of Babylon, so she's reincarnated as a whore of Babylon in human form in this movie. And, like, she's basically
She's a follower.
She's a follower with powers, I guess.
And she kills William Holden.
Because he asks for daggers, she's like, here are your daggers, stabs him in the gut with them. And then she says, Damien, like the title, and then, like, he, like, burns the place, sets the whole, like, place on fire to, like, make it look like it was all an accident so no one gets caught. And then he just walks out of the building, all, like, the ambulances, police trucks come running up to a building, and then just see him walking out of the building.
And then it's over.
and then he just sees him looking out in the world like he's going to take it on, and that's where.
And that's it.
But gee, gosh, I if I gave the first one 5 stars, I give this one like 4.5 stars.
Yeah.
It's so like it's by a hair. I think this one I think is so underrated. I think it's appreciated, but it's not nearly appreciated enough considering just how good it is. A lot of people have talked about how the first one they thought was better in this movie, and I love the new movie. I think I like this one just that much better because of just how well it continues the story.
The storyline is important.
It is, and it doesn't have any part in the movie where I really feel like there's any weak dialogue or weak parts. I think this whole movie's strong. I just think it's trying to stay in the limelight of the first film.
Mark.
But the actor who plays Damien is superb, and all the other and all the supporting cast is phenomenal as well. I don't really have any bad things about this movie, just the fact that it's not the first one.
Yeah, exactly.
It didn't have the exact same like wow factor as the first one did, but it was still surprising. Every time I watch this movie, I like it that much more every time I watch it.
I want to watch it again.
It's such a good movie. Yeah, but this one...
Some pretty good deaths in this one.
This is where the time jump starts to happen, because this movie was only made 2 years after the first one in 1978. And then it's like it skips years, and then by the third one, it's like already like 15, 20 years later when he's 30, and it's played by Sam Neill. And then it's another so many years later until the fourth one happens, which was direct-to-video. And this legacy continues.
Yes, there is a pretty good kill in this one with the elevator shaft.
Yes, there's also one who gets her eyes pecked out by the crow. So in the first one, it's like the hellhounds. Also in the other movies, it's mostly dogs. In this one, they actually use the raven or the crow. And basically it goes after people and like acts as like another like instead of just also hypnotizing people, it actually just kills people in this movie. Like it's in the room with the Aunt Marion, that older woman, when she's in her room having a heart attack, and then it's the woman who attacks. It's also the same person, the same entity that attacks the journalist in the middle of the road, pecks her eyes out, and then she ends up trying to get help, and a truck runs her over, and like it's just always there, kind of in this movie.
You find out he has the blood of the jackal.
Yes, I think I was trying to look up a long time ago, and I was interested in like the whole like spiritual meaning between like the behind like the dogs and the birds, and understanding like what relevance they held as omens. I'm trying to remember what the raven kind of symbolized.
Nevermore.
But there is some sort of symbol, I think, with these animals, and also connecting it to the title of Omen, because these are omens, basically symbolizing evil. So yeah, a really creepy movie. I'd say these are the best movies
Beautiful
in the franchise.
cinematography in this one with the snow and everything too.
None of the other ones really captured the same magic of these movies after this point, but
Yes.
they're still good, just not to the same level. So yeah,
But yeah,
I would say if you really like the other ones, definitely check this one out. This one is.
this one continues the story.
It continues the story, and it does an excellent job of doing so, and it leaves you on such a amazing but also like painfully annoying ending, ending. It's so good, but it's so infuriating because you just don't know what happens. It's near a cliffhanger ending that's just, it leaves you like gasping for air.
And then you find out what happens to the daggers in the third one.
Yeah.
Because, the daggers
They end up going around the world, kind of, almost. They end up kind of getting traveled around, and then they end up in the hands of these citizens who... Disciples, yes.
Disciples of Jesus.
Disciples of Jesus.
Yes.
It's an interesting...
Interesting movies.
Like, call him the second coming of Nazareth.
Yes.
I believe is what they call him. I think they try to strive away from like religious terms to kind of respect different religions, but kind of the same idea.
Yeah.
And Sam Neill does a great job in that movie too. But anyhow, this has been
we'll
our
get
review.
to that in the third one.
And we're at time, so.
But yeah, check it out. It's on Hulu. Definitely watch this one after you watch the first Omen and the original Omen.
They're all on Hulu, so watch them there.
They're all on Hulu, except for the first Omen that's in theaters.
Yes.
But like and follow for more.
like and follow more. And thank you for
And
staying
we'll
with
be
us.
back.
And we'll be back with Omen 3 onward.